Picture this. You walk across the stage after you've graduated and you get your dream diploma. And you realize that I don't have any college debt. I have a retirement account set up and I have a lot of savings that I have created over a long period of time. That feeling can't be beat. Hi everyone. My name is Brady and I'm going to be teaching you about financial planning and understanding how to budget, save, and invest. Financial planning allows people to make informed decisions with money instead of relying on blind spending or just spending stuff on unnecessary things. It increases your confidence and it allows you to enable your understanding of where your money is going every single month and where it's coming from. That's a really important skill to have. Learning these skills young allows you to build discipline for your future when it really matters the most when you're retired and living off of no income. You have to be able to have discipline to live like that. And no matter one's background, understanding your financial status, it's always beneficial to someone to educate themselves on why money matters, where it's coming from, and where it's going. The first part of financial management is budgeting and managing expenses. Budgeting is literally where financial planning begins, and it helps you see where every dollar is coming from and where it is going. Being able to record your income and expenditures to create awareness and avoid overspending on useless items. A lot of people make that mistake, spending stuff on things that they don't need and going over their monthly budgets on their spending categories. Being able to be consistent in these habits develops discipline, especially when you start making more money and you have more money to spend. Not overspending simply because you're making more money is an important skill to have down the road. And even on limited budgets, especially people like us college students, we don't make a lot of money, but being able to have discipline with our small amounts of money is going to scale massively when we do start making more income. And that discipline is going to live us when we're retired and we don't have any income except for our retirement accounts. The next part of financial planning is saving and emergency funds. Now, saving and emergency funds are two different things. Saving helps you for unforeseen circumstances. Like, let's say you want to buy a car. That's not necessarily planned within your life, but a lot of us need a car. And if you want to buy a car, having a savings account with money available for it is super important. An emergency fund is made for if your car breaks down and you need money to pay for it. That's also an unforeseen circumstance and you need to have money available for that. So saving is allowing you to build up money for things you want or need and have money available and ready to do it. And it's a budget. You can't spend more than you have in your saving on the important things like a house or car. And then an emergency fund is for specifically bad circumstances that happen. You have a medical bill, your car breaks down. Those are the two very important things. And you should be having 10 to 20% allocated into saving and emergency funds every single month. That is the recommended financial planning minimum. And then investing and planning for the future is a massive part of financial planning. It allows you to have your money multiply exponentially rather than sitting idle and losing value to inflation. That is a mistake everyone constantly makes. We don't realize this, but our money loses around 2 to 3% of its value every single year simply because of inflation. Our dollar gets less and less valuable. We can put this money in index funds or Roth IRAs or 401ks if your jobs offer them. And it depends on your risk level. The more risky you are, the more willing you are to have high returns. The less risky you are, that's fine. You're just going to get less of a return. And compound growth. Every time you invest money, especially if you do it consistently, that money is just going to continuously grow in an exponential manner. And the more you do this, if you start investing and begin to understand your investments and where they're going at an early age, you can gain tremendously, especially when you retire. If you put in $100 a week, you are going to be a multi-millionaire by the time you are 65. That's just simple math. And there's not a lot of risk to that. What we've talked today is budgeting, saving, and investing. Budgeting is monitoring your money. You are in charge of this. You are responsible for this. Being able to budget is the beginning of financial planning, and it lets you know where your money is coming from and where your money is going, and it builds discipline in you, especially for when you are older. And saving. This allows you to take care of yourself for unexpected events or when you need or want to do something, such as buy a car or buy a house. Important life decisions need savings in order for those things to be successful. And then investing, growth over time. It builds patience, it builds discipline, and it builds long term growth, especially for your retirement. These consistent and steady contributions, as I mentioned earlier, $100 a week, that will and help you create financial freedom when you retire or in your future. And honestly, all of these come together into knowledge of financial planning. That is the key to all of this. It means that you need to prepare, you need to budget, you need to save and invest. But most importantly, you have to have the discipline to be able to do this. That's what it all comes down to. And having that discipline will absolutely help you down the road. And that is financial planning 101. That is what we are taught. And I wanted today to educate you what we are taught about and how financial management applies to us and especially college students and how it's useful for us in our future. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you all learned something today, and I hope that you understand how important discipline is. Thank you so much for your time.